All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down what I think is one of the most thrilling, high-pressure hours in all of sports, Formula One qualifying. Now, if you think this is just a practice session, think again. It's a flat-out battle where a driver's whole weekend can be made or completely ruined before the lights even go out on Sunday.
So, here's the big question, right? You've got 20 of the fastest cars on Earth, 60 minutes on the clock. How in the world do you decide who gets to start at the front of the pack for the big race? Well, that's what we're here to unpack. It all comes down to this intense, one-hour fight against the clock that sets the stage for everything. Yeah, a lot of people call this the race before the race, and for good reason. It's a huge spectacle all on its own. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a three-act drama. It's a performance where pure, raw speed is the only thing that matters, and every single thousandth of a second counts. So how does it work? Well, the format is actually pretty simple, but it is absolutely brutal. It's broken down into three parts, Q1, Q2, and Q3. And at the end of the first two sessions, the 5 slowest drivers, they're just knocked out. Done. It's like this funnel, you know? It just keeps getting narrower and narrower, squeezing the field down until only the 10 fastest are left to fight for that coveted #1 spot, pole position. Okay, let's get into it. The drama kicks off with Q1. For 18 minutes, all 20 cars are out on track, and the goal here, it isn't really to be the fastest person out there. The goal is just to survive. The only thing that matters is not being in the bottom 5, what they call the drop zone. And as that clock ticks down, oh man, the pressure just ramps up like you wouldn't believe. There's this thing called track evolution that's happening the whole time. See, as more cars go around, they lay down rubber on the track, which actually makes the circuit grippier and faster. So those last few minutes, they are everything. You see drivers on the bubble, right on the edge of getting knocked out, just pushing to the absolute limit, trying to find that one perfect lap that'll save their weekend. And it can lead to some incredible moments, or, complete and utter heartbreak.
And boom, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is where it all just explodes. You have a rookie, Gabriel Bortoleto, who comes out of nowhere and puts in the lap of his life right at the checkered flag. And in doing so, he causes the biggest shock of the entire session.
I mean, we're talking about a 7-time world champion here. A legend. Genuinely one of the greatest drivers the sport has ever seen.
And he's out, gone, eliminated in the first round. Just not fast enough on the day. It is an absolutely stunning result, and it just goes to show you, in qualifying, your reputation means nothing. Nobody is safe. So just like that, these 5 guys are done. Their qualifying day is over, and that means they're starting way at the back for Sunday's race. But for the 15 who made it through, the fight's just getting started.
All right, on to Q2. The slate is wiped clean. Those 15 drivers who survived, they get another 15 minutes. The goal is exactly the same, stay out of that bottom 5. But the prize this time, it's even bigger. Make it through this, and you're in the final top 10 shootout for pole.
And this is where things just get insane. The margins get so tight. Take Oliver Bearman here. He missed out on getting into Q3 by just 7 thousandths of a second. To put that in perspective, it takes about 100 thousandths of a second just to blink your eye. That is the razor's edge these guys are operating on. It's just unbelievable.
At the same time, a session like Q2 is where some drivers really make a name for themselves. It's a chance to prove you belong. Look at Isaac Hajar. He's got a big move to the top team, Red Bull, next season. Well, he goes out and puts in this mega lap to go P6. He's showing the whole world exactly why he earned that promotion.
And there you have it. Another 5 drivers see their day end right there. The funnel gets smaller again. We're down to the final 10. The fastest cars and drivers of the day, all ready to battle it out for the top spot.
And now, the grand finale, Q3, the shootout for pole. This is it, 12 minutes, 10 drivers, 1 ultimate prize, pole position. The #1 spot on the grid. Everything comes down to this.
In a fight this tight, you better believe the teams are using every single trick in the book to find that last tiny bit of time. And one of the coolest tricks is a clever bit of aerodynamics called the slipstream. Or, if you want to sound like you know what you're talking about, you call it getting a tow.
And Red Bull played this one perfectly. It was a brilliant team tactic. They sent their second car out just ahead of their #1 driver, Max Verstappen. What that does is it literally punches a hole in the air for him. It cuts down the aerodynamic drag and gives him this crucial little speed boost down the long straights. And on a flying lap, that can make all the difference.
I mean, the pressure at this point is just off the charts. It pushes these drivers to the absolute limit, and sometimes a little bit past it. Just look at this moment from George Russell. This is an unbelievable save. He is inches away from a massive crash, but somehow, and I honestly don't know how, he catches the car and holds on. Just incredible. So when all the dust settled after that final flurry of laps, it all came down to these three guys. The two McLarens, Norris and Piastri, they gave it absolutely everything they had. But in the end, Max Verstappen, with a little help from that team strategy we talked about, was just on another level. Unbeatable.
And just like that, after one incredible hour of speed, drama, and nail-biting moments, the starting grid is set. The fastest guys are at the front, slowest at the back, so what does it all mean? How much does starting on pole actually matter?
Well, for Max Verstappen, that nearly perfect lap gets him pole position. P1, he gets to start right at the very front. It's the best seat in the house, a perfectly clear view into that chaotic first corner.
And this is why that whole hour we just watched was so unbelievably critical. See, at this particular track in Abu Dhabi, it's super tight, it's twisty, and it's notoriously hard to overtake. And get this, the last 12 Grand Prix held here have all been won by the driver who started on pole. 12 in a row. That is just a staggering, almost unbelievable advantage.
So what does that all boil down to? It means that this crazy, intense, one-hour fight for position has handed one driver a massive and, historically proven advantage for the race. And that leaves us with one final, really juicy question heading into Sunday. With history so overwhelmingly on his side, is this race already won before it's even begun?